kuishi kwa amani, tutimize na malengo yetu. Jumuiya yetu sote tuilinde, tuajibike, tuimarike. Umoja wetu ni nguzo yetu, idumu jumuiya yetu.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Let us pray. Our dear loving Father, it pleases you before your presence when your people are gathered together in one accord to praise you. We are here to thank you for the far you brought us from January to this month of December, even as we congregate here for this special AGM. May you, Lord, be glorified to be in our midst in every item of our discussion as we deliberate today. May you, God, be with us. And at the end of today's AGM, all honor and glory shall be according to you, Almighty Father. This is our humble prayer of faith. In the name of God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Spirit we pray. And together we say, Amen. Thank you, and may God bless you.
Thank you, Reverend Mwita. I'd like to call the meeting to order. And I will read out the notice convening the meeting. Dear members, notice is hereby given that the 5th Annual General Meeting of the Association of Hotel Professionals Kenya, AHPK, will be held today, that's on Friday 13th December 2024, at the Utalii Hotel along Thika Superhighway, Nairobi, from 2 p.m. Before I continue, I'd like to request the organizing secretary to ensure that we have a quorum, taking note of the apologies and the membership of Mr. Raphael. I've been told by the organizing secretary that we have a quorum. Are there any apologies that have been given to us? Anybody has been sent with any apologies? Yes, Mr. Okeo? Apologies from Ambassador Sio. Duly noted. Okay, no more apologies? Yes, Chair? Yes? Okay. Okay. Please note the ones that have been registered through the WhatsApp message that we put up. Okay, the next thing I would like to do is confirm the minutes of the 4th Annual General Meeting that was held here on the 9th December 2023. These minutes were shared on the group's WhatsApp and also on mail. And if somebody would like to have a copy of the minutes, I think they can be provided. For the people who are present in the meeting, I'd like to have a proposer and a seconder to adopt those minutes. Patrick Itobu is proposing for adoption and is being seconded by Liz Ayani. Please note that. Okay, now, are there any matters arising from the minutes? Any matters arising from the minutes? Have we received any matter arising? The board, any matters arising? No matter has been recorded as arising. So we shall continue with the meeting, and you will assist me to welcome the chairman to give in his, the agenda. Agenda for today, I've already done calling the meeting to order, reading the notice, convening the meeting, receiving apologies, confirming the minutes, addressing matters arising, receiving the chairman's report, reviewing financial statement and auditor's report for the year ended 31st December 2023, approving the 2025 budget, appointing the association's auditor, adopting proposed resolutions from the management board, conducting any authorized business notified the secretary at least 7 days before the AGM, electing officers and board members. The positions open is chairman, vice chairman, or corporate vice chairman operation, honorary secretary, assistant secretary, honorary treasurer, organizing secretary, and 7 board members. Just a note that the current office bearer's tenure has ended. A nomination for vacant position should have been submitted 7 days before today. So far, we have not received any, but as we continue from the chairman's report, I think we shall know the way forward. Can I request that we adopt this agenda? I propose we adopt the agenda. I'd like to have a proposer and a seconder. Has been proposed by Mr. Omondi? Yes. Mr. Omondi has proposed and seconded by Charles Kinyua.
Let us come together and form one umbrella organization or body that will be speaking for hospitality and tourism. When we are together, our voice can be heard. When we are fragmented the way we are, nobody's going to hear our voices. No wonder some of us, we consider ourselves more superior than maybe the others, which according to the law, it does not exist. But we need to come together and form an association that will be an umbrella so that we can be channeling all our issues through that one big body. Currently now, we are trying to go beyond the boundary, beyond Kenya. We have collaborated with the local associations, both the professional associations, trade associations, and now we want to go beyond. And currently, we have an arrangement with the Ethiopian organization similar to ours. They have approached us to collaborate and work together. And by working together, it means that they can come with share platforms. See what they are doing in Ethiopia, because Ethiopia is an emerging tourism destination. In fact, they are giving us a challenge. Even the airport is said to be more vibrant than our airport and many others. So there are many areas we can collaborate. They have done an official letter to us, and they want us to collaborate with them. So very soon we shall be doing that collaboration. In fact, their chairman wrote to us and shared his apology. He was supposed to be at this AGM, but he could not be able to make it for other reasons. I'm just going to go through my report. Now, on membership, currently we have got a membership of 103. Those are full members. We have got 11 that are honorary members, and we've got 17 of us who are fellow members, and now 5 student members. In total, we have 131 members. Of course, the industry has more managers or more practitioners or more hospitality supervisory levels. But what we've been doing is we have been going looking for quality rather than quantity. So we have a very strenuous vetting procedure before we can admit one to be our member. That's why the number is the way it is, but very soon the number is going to grow. Why am I saying the number is going to grow? Very soon, there's a discussion within the government, within the private sector, that they would want to insist, if you are operating in a hospitality profession or industry, you would have to be required to be a member of a professional association. Either if you are a chef, join the chef's association. If you are in the housekeeping, join the housekeeping association. If you are in gender, the other gender, join Kenya Women Tourism. If you are in management, join Association of Hotel Professionals Kenya. And there are many others. So what they'll be requiring is you at least must be a member of a professional association. Whether you join this one or you join whichever, and very soon it's going to be a requirement. When it is passed, then definitely the numbers is going to go up, because now to be mandatory, you have to be a member. Already, our membership is attracting a lot of attention, not only within our own country, but beyond the boundaries. The last 1 year, we have received like 50 requests from African countries for them to obtain our membership. Now, according to our constitution, we don't go beyond the Kenyan boundaries. So we are thinking how even to expand our association so that we can go to Africa. Because in those other countries, it's now mandatory for you to work in a hotel or in a tourism organization at certain senior level. You have to have mandatory certificate from a professional association. So if it's happening elsewhere in Africa, in Kenya, it's just following suit. You can see my timekeeper is very busy there. But being the chairman, members will allow me to keep on talking, but I will make it very fast. Let me mention two more items. One of them is funding. Every organization runs through funding. Where funding is not adequate, of course, there will be challenges to meet your financial obligations. There are many activities we put on hold because of our financial inability to meet them. My appeal to the members, kindly pay your subs. Because an association, before it goes elsewhere looking for funding, it depends on subscriptions. So those members who are still owing us money, kindly and politely, I request you, pay the balances so that we can be able to move to the next level. Next year, around April, May, we are proposing to have our first major meeting outside Nairobi. That will be a hospitality conference that we want to organize sometimes in April, May. We are saying to be a major meeting, to be a big meeting, and I'm alerting members to start now preparing, because that will be a conference like no other. We already been talking to the Ethiopian delegations. They say they will bring about 50 of their participants because they want to learn more from Kenya. Now you can imagine Ethiopia now taking interest. The other African countries, definitely, they are going to be invited. So it will be a very big conference. So we're asking you, prepare yourself in February next year, and sorry, in April next year, for this hospitality conference. On hospitality industry regulation, one of the purposes of having to join this association, or form this association, was so that we are able to regulate ourselves in this profession. You agree with me, all is not well in this industry, especially for those who are employed. All is not well. Sometimes as Kenyans, we like hiding the facts or putting our head in the sand. But all is not well. We've seen what has happened in the industry. This has become a dumping ground for anybody who want to come and practice tourism management, hospitality management. We even have seen some other nationals, without mentioning them, even now doing retail trade in our own country. Jobs that could be left for our own Kenyans. For this purpose alone, we have come up with a professional bill called Hospitality Professional Bill. It is currently before the Senate. Some of our members have already been called by the Senate. They've gone through the preliminaries. And later on, today, we have one of our consultants who will be talking to us about what is contained in this hospitality bill that is already in Parliament. Once we get that bill passed and becomes law, then we are going to be self-regulating the way other bodies like Law Society of Kenya, Kenya Bankers Association, and the others, the way they operate. And that now gives us now more mandate and more avenues for revenue. As I mentioned also, this Ethiopian Hotel Professionals Association, their chairman, Mr. Ejigu Endesho, pardon my pronunciation, he's the Secretary General of Ethiopian Hotel Professionals. He's very keen to work with us. And it's our first international collaboration. Before I finish, allow me to talk about one issue. An emerging issue, which I'm naming here, disappearing boy child. Disappearing, that's the word. I'm so worried and so concerned standing here in front of all of us here, not because I am an activist for gender, whatever, I am not, but having gone to 2 graduation ceremonies, one of them was last week, was at Utali here, another one was at AHPK. What we saw is not healthy for this country and for this profession. Because out of 750 or so graduates from Utali College last week, 500 and something were the gender called Eve. I'm very polite there, I don't mention because I know my sisters here are going to, it's one gender. It was below the 30%, even that gender parity we talk about. And this is hospitality, where the years before, it was the male dominated. We are saying, of course, we are welcoming the female and all that, but we want it to be balanced. The concern is, we are all parents here. Our sons are getting lost. My concern is not whether they are coming for professional training or they go on to do engineering, but they are getting lost. When you go to any institutions, there are more girls than our boys. And we are here, we are parents, we are worried. Because the boy is the head of the family and he's getting lost. The other institution I went to, I was told a program with 147 students, only 3 were male. 147, so 144 were, there's a problem somewhere. And then we are challenged. If we don't talk about it, who will? It's us. Not because we don't mind, we worry about the other gender, no, but we are losing one gender. What happens is that a lot of effort was put in bringing back the girl child. A lot of effort. Everybody, money was put in. We were all there speaking about our daughters and all that. I think we did it at the expense of the boys. Mothers and dads. Hey, our boys are gone. Let's do something about it. As I sit down, I want to appreciate members. When we lost Obadiah, my very able vice chairman, you stood with the family. We just informed you, Obadiah is sick in hospital. You came up, you raised money, resources, we were able to pay medical bills. Unfortunately, he didn't make it. Then we came back to you. You stood with the family to an extent it became as if it was a funeral affair for the Association of Hotel Professionals. I was able to represent you here in Nairobi with some members here, and also in Kisumu, where we took him home. You could see everybody was talking about the association. There's beauty in being a member of a group, because it's the group that will come to assist you when things are not happening. If Obadiah's family was left to Obadiah's family, extended family, they would have had a lot of challenges. But they found willing supporters. We say, Obadiah is one of us, and you members supported us. For that, I would say thank you very much. Let it not be just for Obadiah, but any other member that may have the same challenges, we always come together. And people saw the beauty and the power of an association. I wish we end there by saying, members, thank you very much for the honor and the privilege of allowing us to serve. I've served for you for the past 6 or 7 years, since 2015, with my members. I'm encouraging other members, please come and join the board. So from there, we are able to hand over the mantle of leadership, and we move to the next level of being a council of governors or advisory council, where we shall be advising you. Because now at our level now, we are best suited to be giving advice, so that younger people can come and take over. With those few words, members, thank you very much, and may God bless you.
Thank you, Chair, for those many remarks. I'd like to request that we adopt the chairman's report. I'd like to have a proposer and a seconder for the chairman's report. Adoption of the chairman's report. Members? Liz Ayani is proposing, seconded by Madam Munene. You'll do that. Okay, thank you. The next item we have on our agenda is to receive and consider the financial statement and the auditor's report for the year ended 31st December 2023. I'd like to request our auditor, represented by Daniel Agoro, to come and do the presentation.
Thank you. Chair, together with your board members and all the members present, good afternoon. Yes, I'm glad to be here on behalf of your external auditor, that is Agoro and Associate. I'm here to present to you your audited report for the year 2023, so that you can be able to see how your resources or your funds were managed for the last 1 year. My name is Daniel Otieno, and I'll try to be very quick because I think this copy was probably shared before this meeting. So the report that I'm going to read was prepared based on the books of account. As auditors, we received your books and we were able to audit and came up with this report, which I believe has also been reviewed by your management or by your book management team, and then was also signed or approved by the auditor, Agoro and Associates. The report has page 1 to page number 14. The main accounts, which are going to explain your financial performance or fund accountability for the last 1 year, is on page number 9 to page number 12. And then we have notes which are meant to explain what are found on on the financial statements. Then lastly, I'll also read the opinion of the auditor in respect to how your funds are managed and your books of account are prepared. So very quickly, I'll start with the notes, which is on page number 13. If you have a copy, page number 13 is where the notes are beginning. So the first one is accounting policies, which is policies that were followed when preparing this financial statement. Note number 2 is the receipts or the income. The income that the association made mainly came from from two items, that is the subscription and membership fee, giving you a total of 362,347. Expenses, note number 3, you have financial expense, that is bank, 3,670. Note number 4 is administrative expenses, that is printing, domain renewal, office expenses together with telephone, a total of 54,340. Professional expenses, audit fees and tax filing, a total of 17,550. Sorry, 17,500 Kenya shillings. And then we have other expenses, depreciation, AGM, and consultancy fees, giving you a total of 189,533. Note number 14, we have taxation. There's tax computation has been done there. A tax liability of 29,191, that is for the year 2023. We have cash and cash equivalent, note number 8, of 33,000. Receivables and prepayment, 718,793. Property, plant, and equipment cost depreciated to 27,331. Payables and accruals, audit fees and other and tax fee. We have bookkeeping together with tax payable, 64,191. Reserves, accumulated earnings or retained earnings of 715,441, together with some prior adjustment to correct previous financial statements. So those are the notes which are meant to explain what we have in the financial statement. So the first financial statement that I'm reading is on page number 9. Page number 9 is a statement of comprehensive income. So it just shows the total income that you earn during the year, and then together with the expenses and the net effect. So the receipts, which is the income, subscription fee, note number 2, membership fee, note number 2. Total income of the organization was 362,347. That is a drop from 475,200 in the year 2022. Expenses, we have financial expenses, note number 3, administrative, note number 4, professional, note number 5, and other expenses, note number 6. So the total expenditure has also declined from 453,000 in the year 2022 to 265,043 Kenya shillings in the year 2023. So the net surplus for the year before tax is 97,304 compared to 21,908 in the year 2022. Tax liability for the year is 29,191 compared to 65,702 in the year 2022. So the retained surplus for the year after the tax expense is 68,113 Kenya shillings compared to 15,336 in the year 2022. So the retained surplus for the year still stands the same of 68,113 Kenya shillings. So that is the statement of income, explaining the income of the organization together with expenditure, and a profit for the year of 97,300 Kenya shillings. That is what the society earned in the year 2023. We have the other financial statement, that is note number, we have page number 10. Page number 10, we have statement of financial position or the balance sheet. Assets of the organization, cash and cash equivalent is 33,507. Receivables, note number 9 of 718,793. Property, plant and equipment, 27,331. So the total asset or the asset base of the organization has grown from 661,000 to 779,632. We have liabilities, payables and accruals, note number 11, 64,191. Equity of the accumulated reserves is 715,441 compared to 629,651 in the year 2022. So the total of liabilities and equity as at the end of the year 2023 was 779,632. If you compare two figures on that page, that the total of assets and the total of liabilities and equity, they both read 779,632 Kenya shillings. So that is the financial position of the association as at the end of the year 2022. Your assets are matched by the total of your liabilities and equity at the end of the year 2023. Those financial statements were reviewed also, or were reviewed by your board or directors and approved as indicated there by their signature. That is the chair, secretary, together with the treasurer. So those are the financial statements, together with the note which are explaining your performance and position at the end of the year 2023. The auditor is required to express an opinion after auditing your books of account, and the auditor, Agora and Associate, has expressed an opinion which is found on page number 5 to page number 8. Yes, from page number 5 to page number 8, that is where the auditor has expressed his opinion. In the interest of time, I'll not read the entire opinion, but you can create time and go through the entire opinion of the auditor. I'll just sample the first paragraph on page number 5 and probably the last paragraph on page number 8. So, report of the independent auditor to the Members Association of Hotel Professionals of Kenya. Opinion: we have audited the financial statements of Association of Hotel Professionals Kenya, set out on page number 9 to page number 14, which comprises of statement of financial position, 31st December, statement of comprehensive income, statement of changes in equity, statement of cash flow for the year then ended, and note the financial statement. So those are the things that the auditor audited during the year. In our opinion, the accompanying financial statements give a true and fair view of the financial position of the association of the society as of 31st December 2023 and of its financial performance and cash flow for the year then ended in accordance with International Financial Reporting Standards and the Kenyan Corporate Societies Act of 490. So, members, that is the opinion of the auditor, Agora and Associate. Having audited your books of account that were presented to him or to them, the auditor is of opinion that your financial statements that are presented to you today give a true and fair view of the financial status of the society at 1st December. Your books of account met the required accounting standards and any other statutory requirement. The last paragraph on page number 8, a report on other legal and regulatory requirements. As required by the Societies Act, we report to you that the financial statements are in agreement with the books of account kept by the association, and that based on our audit, nothing has come to our attention that causes us to believe that the society's business that the association business has not been conducted, first in accordance with the Act, second in accordance with any other resolution made by the members during the previous AGM or general meetings. The partner responsible for this, engagement partner responsible for this opinion is CPA Linus Agoro. His practicing number is 2225. Sign the report, the date indicated there. So, members, that is the opinion, that is the audited report for the year 2023, together with the opinion that is expressed there. We also have other pages on that page, on that report, which is page number 4. That one you can read later on and see what are the responsibility of the board that you have in place in respect to the preparation of this report. We have page number 3. This is a summary, statistical summary of what I have read. That one also you can read later on and be able to see, assess your performance in terms of what you are supposed to do. And then we have page number 2, report of the directors, that is incorporation, the principal activity, then the results. This is what is contained in statement of comprehensive income. Number 4, the name of your leadership. And then auditors, a good associate, are still indicating their willingness to continue in office this year. So signed there by your secretary, the date indicated there. So members of association, that is the audited report for the year 2023 that is based on the books of account that we received and which we as your external auditors, we audited and gave a clean bill of health. We believe that the financial statement that we presented to you here, giving a true picture of how you did your business in the last 1 year. I don't have much to add on my presentation. I'll just give back to the MC and then maybe respond to any query after you've adopted the report. Otherwise, thank you so much. We're looking forward to continue working with you people. Thank you.
Thank you, Daniel. Before he sits, we have to adopt his report. Then we ask the questions, if we have any. I'd like to have members proposing to adopt the financials and seconding. Somebody to propose and somebody to second. I've got Mr. Omondi again proposing, and this time I'll give Carol to second. We agreed the next one. Okay. So any comments on the financials? Carol Mwangi? Carol Mwangi? Any comments, any questions? Good. Thank you, Daniel. I think I should call our treasurer to come and propose a budget for 2025 before we go back to the auditors again.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Charles Kenywa, and I'm the honorary treasurer for the association. I believe you must have gone through the proposed budget for the year 2025. We intend to correct annual subscriptions from 62 members who are active, which will give us 305,000. From our records, we would be in a position to pick like 5 fellow membership at an entry fee of 10,000, giving us 50,000. Members registration. We are hoping to have another 5 new members. There is a bit of correction to be done because the entry fee will be 10,000, but the annual subscription will be 5,000. So the figure will move from 25,000 to 75,000. We have already proposed to have, or to expect to have 5 student members at a fee of 500 shillings, and you raise 2,500. And the subtotal on membership registration, we intend to have 112,000. This year, this coming year, 2025, we feel we should be able to get some grants from two organizations, Tourism Fund and Tourism Regulatory Authority, each to give us about 126,200, adding to 252,400. And one of our supporters, and we have seen it happen, we do expect like a transfer fund from one of the friends of the governor of Kajiado of 300,000. And we have a training program which will be in place in 2025, and we hope to raise 401,940. And you have a subtotal of 999,340,000. If you add to the above subscriptions figure, you have a total income of 1,381,840,000. Of course, we have budgeted for bank charges of 2,800, administrative expenses of the annual symposium and AGM expenses, which we propose to hold in one of the units in costs at a budget of 520,000. So making a total of 522,800. Professional expenses. We still propose to retain the auditor's fees at 7,500. Professional expenses of the same 7,500. Tax returns and filing fees for 15,000. Licenses and statutory cost of 15,000. Annual academic awards. As you be aware, we recognize students in those colleges who are giving us student membership, where we appreciate the good performers by awarding a token of 10,000 for the best performing students. And this you take Utari College, IHTTI, BOMA, and ATRS. So a total of 30,000. Our web hosting, you cost us 10,000, leading to a total of Kenya shillings 8,000. Other expenses, general expenses, trip to Kajiado. It is proposed that you do a courtesy call to one of the people who support us, the governor of Kajiado, and we spend about 50,000. Training expenses, as we have already proposed, the revenue we are going to get from training, we intend to spend about 301,455. Getting a subtotal of 351,455. And the total expenditure will be 959,255 shillings, leaving us with a surplus of 422,585. If you compare this budget with that one of last year, I believe if we keep this and achieve this, it will be a milestone, because you'll be in the organization, the association, you have closed the break-even point to be able to be self-sustaining and be able to offer superior services. At this moment, I would wish to have any queries or opinions which maybe I could respond to. No queries coming up. I believe the secretary will come and ask for proposals to adopt.
The honorary treasurer has requested me to ask for proposal to adopt the budget for 2025. I'd like a proposal to adopt the budget and a seconder. Dr. Gashuru has proposed to adopt the budget, seconded by? Hiyo jina ni gani tena? Jacqueline. Please forgive me for forgetting your name so quickly. Eh? Jacqueline has seconded. I'd like to request the auditor, with all respect, that he steps out. We take the next step. We would like to appoint the auditors of the association for this financial year. We have not had any problems with Agoro and Associates, so we can either have them going on or we can propose any other auditor that we have in mind. Any proposal for other auditors? Yes, Honorary Treasurer. The auditor told us that he would like to continue with us, and the treasurer says that he proposes we continue with the treasurer. So do we have a proposer and a seconder to maintain Agolo and Associates? Proposer and a seconder. Patrick Kitobu has proposed and has been seconded by that lady over there, Raphael, the one in the middle in a white shirt. Penina. I think I'm growing older. Because I was just talking to Penina 1 minute ago. Now I come here and I've forgotten her name. Okay, we continue to the next item of agenda, and that is to adopt proposed resolutions from the association's management board. It is something that is open for discussion, but the board at its sitting resolved to revise the membership registration fee for full members, which currently stands at 5,000, to move it up to 10,000 with effect from 1st of January 2025, to enable the association to have adequate funds to finance its mandated obligation. The subscription will still remain at 5,000. So the good news is that all of us members are not going to pay any more membership fee, but any new members, we are proposing that they'll pay 10,000. Subscription fee per month is still 5,000. Per year, sorry. Per year, 5,000 per year. That is what the board would like the members to ratify and say it is okay. Or if somebody has a different idea, we are still open for discussion. And if you find that it's okay, then a comment? Raphael?
Thank you very much, members. I'm Jacob Omondi, member number 033/2016. I agree with that proposal of increasing the new joining fee. However, looking at the budget, I had a feeling probably this can be discussed further, that probably can consider a robust membership drive. And if you have to do the membership drive, then we may consider discounting that for a period of time. If you had to say that maybe 6 months, we have a window. If you have to join in that period of time, then the membership then moves from maybe 5,000 or maybe to something like 6,000. just that window. Then you do a robust kind of membership drive and get as many professionals as possible. After that, then we can adopt the 10,000. That's my opinion. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments from the Honorary Treasurer?
I think, as they say, two heads make better decisions. I think if we sell the issue that for the first 6 months, we will retain the joining fee at 5,000, but after 6 months, we can raise it to 10,000 is a bright idea, as I believe more people will join within the first 6 months. Thank you.
Comments? Penina, are you scratching or you have a comment? She was scratching her hair. Okay. Yes, Dr. Gashuru. Liz? Daktari yuko hapa?
Good afternoon, members.
Good afternoon.
I feel that when you say we are raising the fees for membership to raise money, brings a wrong impression. For a professional body, you don't use membership to raise money. But you raise money through other means. The reason why membership is being raised is because the association has been there for a long time, more than 5 years. The learning curve has been long, a lot has been done, and those costs were met by other people. So it is only fair that new members coming in pay a bit more. I think that's a fair representation of facts.
Thank you for correction, Dr. Gashuru. Esther?
I'm going to second him and say that that's the better approach, so that it doesn't sound like it's an investment of collecting funds.
Thank you.
However, I'm in agreement about the early bird special. You still have the membership fee at 10,000 shillings. However, you put a cut-off period for the early bird special, and I think that would attract a good number of new members.
Thank you. I think if you combine all those sentiments that have been brought forward, what comes up is that the board is resolving to raise the membership fee from 5,000 to 10,000, not to fund its expenses, but for new members to pay more than the older members had been paying. The other thing that is coming out is that we don't start the new fee on the 1st of January 2025, but we talk to the members, we do a robust drive, and then we start the new fee on the 1st of June 2025. It's July, 1st of July 2025. Is that what we are getting from the members? Then, if the members are in agreement with that, can I get a proposer to increase the fee, not only to increase the fee, but to have a robust drive starting 1st of January 2025 up to June, and then we increase our fee from the 1st of July? Can I have a proposer for that resolution and a seconder? Jacob has proposed, seconded by Jacob Omondi, seconded by Faith Kimani. Sindio? Thank you. We did not receive any notice of any comment from our last meeting. So I'll go straight to item number 12, where we were to elect new officials. Unfortunately, as per the Constitution, the people who are proposing to become officials were supposed to have given in their names from the 7 days before today. We did not receive any name at all. But then we requested people to offer their services in the management board, and I've got a list of members. By the way, the current office bearers are supposed to, all the offices are open. All the offices from the chairman up to the treasurer, they are all vacant at the moment. And, we are going to go forward with none of them. Yes, sir. So going forward, we are going to have the management board, and we'll expect the management board to come up with the official office bearers. If that's okay with the members. And I will read the names of the people who have volunteered to serve, and then the members can adopt that. If we accept that, then we'll leave them to come up with, they'll tell us in their meeting, they'll tell us who they have put on the chair as office bearers, and they will inform us accordingly. The following members have offered to serve in the management board. 1, Robert M. Kinywa, Wilson Mwangi, Raphael Oduo, Charles Kinywa, Dr. Florence Njau, Elizabeth Akinyi Ayani, Tony Kitonga, Charles Gitonga Gakuo, Penina Kamau, Patrick Gatobu Mudhuri, Faith Njoki Kimani, Dr. Peter Mudhama Muchai, Yuna Munene, Jacob Omondi, and Sarah Maritim. Those are the people who have offered to serve on the board. And if somebody thinks that we should remove any of them, please tell me now. Or I put those names forward to the members to adopt as members of our board of management. Okay, any comments about those names? No comments. So I'd like to request for a proposer and a seconder for those people to join our board of management. Members, I'm waiting for a proposer and a seconder. People are quiet. Madam Makawit, you want to propose those people? They are 15. It's too large a number. Members, outgoing members. One member says that this board will be too big. That board is too big. Charles Kinywa?
If I remember, sorry, good afternoon. I'm not forgetting, as my secretary is, we had agreed once we pick the management, the people who have shown interest in joining the learning, the association, we will have the tech.
Okay, if all of us have settled and we would like to begin, and we would like to start with Dr. Ruth Kimaiga of TRA. We are just downloading your presentation. Just give us a few minutes. We are downloading your presentation. So we are going to give each institution 5 minutes. 5 minutes, because time is not on our side. So let's try and just do it for 5 minutes. Asanteni sana. So as we get the presentations starting in a few minutes, so if we could have the others who are going to make presentations to get ready, that is KUC, Mr. Muindi Peter, we have ATRS, Ella Karani, and then we have BOMA, Mr. Irungu, and IHTI, Mr. Fred Okeo. We have Reverend Dr. Mwita, and TUK, we have Professor Marco Pondo, and we also have Esther Nyabwanda from Global Hospitality International. Global Hospitality International. So if you can all get ready in that order as we start with Dr. Ruth Kamaiga.
Good afternoon. I'm Dr. Njao, former utalii, and now at Kenyatta University. And I'm a member. I've been in the board. It looks like I will still continue. Karibuni. Kindly let's have quorum. For the people who are outside, kindly join us. Dr. Kimaiga, are you ready? It's because of the light. I believe as she presents, you can do more of listening because the screen is not so clear. Yeah, just come with your laptop. Oh, okay, it's worked. Yeah. Okay, proceed.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. As introduced earlier, I'm Dr. Ruth Kimaiga. I'm the head of planning and strategy at the Tourism Regulatory Authority. I don't know what's going on. Is there anybody from Utalii Hotel in this room? No, you need to look for them. That is part of standards. What we are talking about is part of what we regulate. So they should be having somebody here, stationed in this hall, to assist you, if especially if their items or their things are not working. So what happens now? Are we able to read? Yes, there's something you need to touch, huh?
Yeah, before you continue, we'd like to recognize the presence of our guest speaker, none other than PLO Lumumba. Please give him a round of applause. Thank you very much, sir, for honoring us. Asante sana.
Wow, it's an interesting setting. So ladies and gentlemen, I'll take just a few minutes. Oh, there it comes. Great. Thank you, Mr. Mwangi. I know I have known Mr. Mwangi for a very long time. Right from the moment I joined the public sector from campus. I was in my 20s that time. And there are a few people, a few faces that are very familiar to me. So I'll go very fast to what we do as a regulator. So my presentation, basically, I will look at who we are very fast. We look at DQM, that Destination Quality Management. How do we achieve destination quality? What are the benefits as hoteliers? I'm happy to talk to hoteliers today or hotel professionals. We look at the role of the regulator in destination quality management. Then I'll take you through the incentives that we offer. The incentives that you can apply for you to improve your standards in the sector. Then I look at what is the relationship between us as a regulator and sector associations, and of course, the future. We are established under Section 4 of the Tourism Act. We are a state corporation under the Ministry of Tourism and Wildlife. And we became operational in April 2014. However, it took us quite a while. We operated under the mother ministry until September 2016, when we became fully independent, or rather semi-autonomous. We are now referred to as a SAGA, that is a semi-autonomous government agency. So how old are we? From 2016, you can calculate. Our mandate under Section 6 of the Tourism Act is to regulate the tourism sector in Kenya. Our vision, it's very simple, an attractive quality destination. That's our aspiration. If we get there as a destination, we'll be good. Our mission, to develop and promote a conducive regulatory environment for a conducive, competitive, and sustainable tourism sector. We have those core values. You can see them. The presentation will be shared, so there's no need to go through them. Our functions, I will basically go through what we do very fast. We formulate guidelines to enhance sustainable tourism. We regulate tourism activities and services countrywide in accordance with the National Tourism Strategy. Yes, somebody might ask, where is the National Tourism Strategy? We are now working on it. I sit in that committee, and UNECA has agreed, or the UN has agreed to fund us to develop the national tourism strategy. So at least we are putting things in place. Then the other function is register, license, and grade all sustainable tourism and tourism-related activities and services. That is actually where you fall directly. The other function, where you still fall as hotel professionals, is number 4. That is develop and implement, in consultation with relevant stakeholders, criteria for standardization and classification of tourism facilities and services. And number 5, of course, as well touches you directly, develop and regulate in consultation with the ministry for the time being responsible for matters relating to education, tourism and hospitality curriculum, examination and certification. Now this function, we are supposed to regulate and develop tourism and hospitality curriculum, examination and certification. There are regulations that we have developed. I don't know whether anybody has come across them. We have not done public participation. The regulations are currently at the AG's office. These regulations are going to help us regulate tourism and hospitality training institutions, as well as the sector workforce, at least to enhance or promote professionalism in the tourism sector. The other function is develop and implement a code of practice for the tourism sector. And function number 7, we monitor and assess tourist activities to ensure that we adhere to sound principles of sustainable tourism. 8, we develop a national tourism sector status report after conducting an audit. So those are our functions. However, ladies and gentlemen, I wish to point out that the Act, the Tourism Act 2011, is currently under review. We are reviewing the National Tourism Policy, and therefore concurrently reviewing the Tourism Act 2011 to make sure that it is in tandem with the emerging trends, and of course to make sure that we spell out the roles and responsibilities of every actor in the tourism sector to avoid overlap and duplication. So I also sit in those 2 committees. So very fast, maybe to take you through destination quality management, which is basically the difference between the promises that we make and how we fulfill them. This process of giving promises and fulfilling them. For example, all of us here are from tourist facilities, isn't it? Aren't we? We are, huh? Okay, silence means we are or we are not. It means we are, huh? I believe so. Do we make promises to our clients? Yes, we do. And how do we do it? Through our websites, isn't it? Through any other way? Or several ways that you do. Now, let me give an illustration. We have been running an accreditation program as a regulator. I'll take you through what accreditation is countrywide, and we are left with Mombasa and Lower and Upper Eastern. That's what we are concluding in February. Now, as we were going through this accreditation program, we checked into a hotel, a particular hotel in Homa Bay. After checking in, then we went down to the restaurant. So at the restaurant, our director asks, Niletei, something was in the menu. He points to the item in the menu. He says, Nilete hii. You know what the waiter told us? Hiyo hakuna. So the director was like, so why is it here? Ati hiyo ni picha tu. What does that mean? Did they keep, by that menu, that the menu is communicating to the customers, isn't it? It's a promise that this is what we can offer. So when the customer, you can imagine, maybe the director had already started salivating of these sumptuous, something that is drawn here, isn't it? So when he's told, hiyo hakuna, hiyo ni picha tu. What about our websites? What do we put in our websites? We've also had those experiences, especially in Kakamega. Wale wanatoka Kakamega, no pun intended. You see something very nice online. When you go, you find it is contrary. It is actually the opposite. So these promises that we make, are we able to fulfill them? That is the underpinning of destination quality management. So the most important principles of quality management are customer focus. Do we focus on our customers? Inclusion of staff. Do we include them? And also continuous improvement. And if there is no customer, then there is no point of talking about quality. So how do we achieve destination quality as a regulator and also as the DMO? That is through standardization and certification. Sorry, I left you behind. Standardization. Now, for us to operate globally, the products or the services that we are selling, they must be standardized. Any product or service any product must conform to internationally recognized standards. Why have I highlighted internationally recognized standards? Because people keep talking about international standards. We don't have anything called international standards, but we have internationally recognized standards. There are various reasons why we don't have international standards. That one we can talk after this. And those ones who write, like Professor Makopondo here, can write a book why we don't have international standards. So standardization of processes, products, and services, whether it is voluntary or mandatory, internal or external, is aimed at validating and assuring their quality. It's also aimed at protecting the consumer to ensure compliance to public health requirements. This one we've seen where we operate, and of course the environment and so many other things. The other way we achieve quality is through certification, which we are currently doing. It's an external process or procedure, sometimes we call it auditing, by which an authority issues a written guarantee that a product or service is in accordance with specified requirements. That's why you find through the accreditation program, we have been accrediting regulated tourism enterprises. Some have gotten gold marks of quality, silver, and bronze. So we have levels of quality standards, therefore. At the lowest level, we have the national minimum standards. Those are the very basic standards that a facility is supposed to comply with. Once you have complied with them, you graduate to level 2, the accreditation standards, where you are given a mark of quality, whether gold, silver, or bronze. And you will find, as we are doing this accreditation program, we are trying to sieve out those facilities that will qualify for classification. So once a facility has been accredited and scored 80% and above, that is a gold mark. So automatically that facility graduates to level 3. That is classification. They qualify to be star rated, and therefore they will be assessed to be rated from 1 star to 5 star. And maybe to also clarify the misconception that is there, a facility can get a gold mark of quality and be rated 1 star. Are we together? So it is not a guarantee. So we are using the accreditation to sieve. So my presentation was actually to just differentiate today between accreditation and classification. At the apex, we have the sustainability standards. So I think I will cut short my presentation, but we can talk more as we engage during the plenary. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Dr. Kimaiga. We now know more about TRA, if we did not know. Our next speaker is Mr. Peter Mwindi, the Acting Chief Executive Officer and Principal and Chief Executive Officer of Kenya Utalii College. Mr. Mwindi, kindly take the floor. You've been given 5 minutes. Let's adhere to the time frame that you've been given. Karibu.
Thank you, Dr. Florence. So I was coming here, I was just being warned it's 5 minutes. I don't know whether the rest were strictly on 5 minutes, but mine is not much. Good afternoon, fellow hoteliers. First of all, I want to thank you for this opportunity to address you this afternoon. As one of you, and as KUC being a key player in this industry where you have been captaining over the time, and I know most of us, your history is not complete without Kenya Utalii College. A place everyone calls home, and I want to welcome you home again. Unfortunately, I'm not dressed like you. I'm seeing you in nice white shirts and a tie. Probably I'll be getting mine after this. Kenya Utalii College, I said I'm not coming to have the usual standard presentation because most of you are very familiar with it. And I said I'll just get to update you on what has been running at this place. As most of you are aware, the college has kept on a journey in many, many ways. And one of the main ways that you participated in the recent past is the new curriculum that we've rolled out the last academic year. This curriculum that we have produced was midwifed through you, the hoteliers, and we called you to give us your input. And after your guidance, we were able now to arrange those ideas into a curricula that produced 9 diplomas from our traditional 2 diplomas and 6 certificate courses. This is a very vibrant curricula that, courtesy of you hoteliers and other players, were able to produce. And I'm happy to report that we got the first cohort out of this curricula last week, where we produced the first group of 1-year certificate programs in pastry and bakery, in front office, housekeeping, in F&B service. That is what we released, and we are waiting for your feedback because now they are already in the market. So that by the next time we get with that cycle of curricula, we'll also be able to review and see whether what you told us to do is what they have come to do, and they're reflecting your intentions as part of this industry. The other thing that came out of that curricula that you helped us to come up with is a provision for progression, where those graduates who did certificate courses, even diploma courses, have an opportunity to come and get an advanced certification at Kenya Utalii College. Those who did either 2-year certificate course or 1.5-year certificate course, they have now an opportunity to progress to a diploma program with some credits. So if you did a 1.5-year course in food production, we now have a diploma in culinary arts, for example. And we are able to now to bring you back here and progress and get a diploma within 9 months. And that, if you have checked our advert last week, we have advertised for those progression programs from January. So if you have friends or relatives or staff in the industry, in the place where you are, you encourage them, because we want to do the program from home in most of the cases, from their working places. We don't want to make the mistake we made much earlier with the famous service advanced, a course that each one of you keeps on crying about. But it was not successful after some time because it was withdrawing people from their workplaces to come and become new students, yet they are already workers, they are on salary, and they have become wives or husbands, and then they were not coming. So these new progression programs, we want to make sure that people don't disconnect their work environment, they're still working, and they can now achieve their certification. Again, we are looking forward to seeing that also cohort of progression groups finish and get back to the industry with advanced papers. Unfortunately, Kenya has become a place of papers, and as much as the graduates are still well qualified in their technical areas, the certification has remained, and I think now we are addressing that with the progression, the new curriculum. For those who did diploma for 4 years or 3 years, we have higher national diploma. That takes you another 1 year to get a higher national diploma. That is, we are in the process of applying with Kenya National Qualification Authority for equation as a degree, and they have told us all the parameters of their higher national diploma in terms of hours, they are within what they can qualify to be a degree. So we are encouraging them to come and also proceed on that. The other development that is important for you to know, though I know we wrote to most of you, maybe the HR teams, is our new certificates. We've had a challenge, a very big challenge in this industry in Kenya and also elsewhere in other regions, where Kenyans and also non-Kenyans have been faking our certificates. Because of the KOZ brand, you've been having people working in Uganda, in Tanzania, in Rwanda, in Burundi, in West Africa, with very fake certificates of Kenya. And you know, in those countries, most of the people, they see a Kenyan and say, I'm hotelier, they believe in him. Because they know a Kenyan will most likely be very good in hoteliers. And it's good, Kenyans are good in most of things. One time I went to Uganda and I found a guy who was not trained veterinary. He just learned about dairy cows somewhere in their village. And in Uganda, he was being called an expert. And he was managing a very big ranch for a very rich gentleman. And it applies to hotels too. But in some cases, we have been getting issues with people who are complaining, saying, we thought this guy had your certificate. He's behaving funny. Is it true from your place? And when we cross-check, we realize they are masqueraders. So what have we done on that? We've gone to security featured certificates that now is very difficult for somebody to copy. And if you have noticed, maybe the ones who are now coming to hotels where you are, they're having what you never used to have before. What they have, and something very peculiar, there are so many features, security features on the certificate. But what's important for you to note is there's a QR code in that certificate. And when you scan it with your phone, you get the details of the person, the course they did, their student number. With that, you don't need to call us to find out whether there was a student, because from your phone, you can tell that is a genuine certificate. We are hoping over time we'll cure the problem. We are still struggling with those programs, the diplomas and certificates of the past. We are now in the second cohort with the new certificates, and they'll be coming to you. If you are not very sure, it's ours, still cross-check, but just with your phone, the QR code will tell you that is a genuine or not a genuine certificate. So that part we've been able to address. The other change, not much change, we have been trying to improve on the facilities that we have. We are engaging the government on a very serious effort guided by our ministry to see how we can facelift this hotel. I know some of you have sentimental values the hotel and the places that you train in. The hotel has not been in good shape for a while. We are seeking for government help, and they are very positive this time. They are showing a lot of positivity towards trying to facelift the place, at least to get to a standard where the others are. Through the same government, we are also expanding the kitchen where you have been training, or where you trained, from the 16 stove laboratory to a 40 station or staff laboratory. That's about to open probably by the end of January, and we are hoping That will also be a game changer in terms of taking care of the demand in culinary arts. The demand has kept on increasing. This year we turned away over 200 applicants, although some we have promised them that we are still going to offer them place in January or February in the new ITK, and we are hoping that it's going to be open very soon. Lastly, this on the development, just an appeal to you. I know we have an alumni association. This is another association, but I would still beg that we also, as we strengthen this one, we also strengthen the alumni association in a way that you can also continue claiming the stake that you have in this college by the virtue of being an alumni. Most of those who are alumni members, please feel encouraged and get back to the alumni fold so that we can pull together. There's a lot that we can share and push this institution forward, and I'm pleading as we carry on with the activities of this association, let's also help in the alumni activities. Lastly, let me thank you for your support. Generally, you have been supporting us, those of us who are in the industry. Our students are coming to you for internship. We've had activities, our gastronomy event last month. We had a graduation last week, and we have seen the way you've supported us. We generally want to thank you and appreciate you, and thank you for continuing to be part of this institution. With those few or many remarks, I wish to stop there. I hope I'm within the 5 minutes unless I get the fine.
Thank you, Mr. Mwindi. You certainly exceeded the 5 minutes. Our chief guest, apologies, we'll just have two small, short presentations by Dr. Okeo from Boma and IHTI, Mr. Okeo. Kindly stick to the 5 minutes. Then we shall continue after the chief guest has given his keynote address. We'll have their presentations come after that. Tafadhali. Thank you. Karibu, Mr. Okeo.
Thank you very much, Flo. Our chief guest, ladies and gentlemen, my presentation, I will endeavor that it actually takes 5 minutes. I have 12 slides. I used to make a lot of promises because after spending 14 years here teaching and then doing marketing for another 22 years, so I ended up giving lots of promises. But today I'm not making any promises. I'll just be very factual, so I avoided even having images to entice people. So, Wilson. Okay. Okay, so just a little background. IHTI was established in 2005 by, amongst others, Ambassador Mwakai CEO, who was principal here for 17 years, having worked here for 28 years. And given that massive experience that he had when he left here, of course he saw the gap that existed and what he needed to do to actually contribute to the industry. So we are a private hospitality school. Our population has grown from a mere 4 to about, just if you're now taking at any one time, about 250. But we've trained more than 2,000 students, all plying their trade globally, here domestically and also in other parts of the world. Indeed, in the last 3 years alone, we have released about 300 in the market and about 30 internationally. So we are licensed. We're not fly-by-night operation, as you can imagine. We, as everybody say, what do we stand for? I have seen every organization has a corporate statement. we do. Our motto, our slogan, our strapline is creating the professionals club. And this is where we stand. Our vision is to be a training institute of